Hi guys, so today we'll start with the next concept, that is intervals as a subsets of a R. R is nothing but a real number. So how can we define the intervals? And we have four intervals. One is the open interval, a closed interval, semi-open and a semi-closed intervals. So here is, I'll just write the definition of the open, the set of real numbers. I just write it in a set builder form, that is y, such that y is strictly greater than a and strictly less than b, and this is called an open interval and is denoted by a comma b. Okay, how exactly these points will be is nothing but all the points between a and b belongs to open interval, belong to the open interval, but a and b themselves do not belong to this interval. Okay, I'll just take one example, that 1, 2. This is an open interval, right? So the values of these in an open interval, the points are values between 1 and 2 will be start with a 1.1, 1.2, 1.3 till it is a 1.9. We need to exclude it 1 and 2. Okay, initial and a final point in an open interval, we need to leave it those 2 points, and in between these two, 1 and 2, we have to consider. So this is exactly the open interval. So next I'll just go with the closed interval. The interval which contains the endpoint also is called closed interval and is denoted by closed bracket a comma b. And how can we write in a set builder form is nothing but a closed interval, that is x, such that x is greater than or equal to a, less than or equal to b. Is nothing but what we need to consider in between a and b. Along with that, a value also we have to consider, b value also. For example, I'll just take the same value, that is 1 and 2. The values in this closed interval will be start with a 1 as well, 1.1, 1.2 up to so on 1.9 and a 2. So in an open interval, only between the endpoints we'll just consider the value, whereas a closed interval, it is including the initial and a final value. There's nothing but endpoints of this interval. Okay, just go with a semi-open and a semi-closed. That is semi-open it is. So this is closed and this is open. Okay, semi-open, and the set builder form will be x is closed is there, so greater than or equal to a, and this is a open interval strictly less than b. Okay, is an open interval, but this is a semi-open interval from a to b, including a but excluding b. Is it clear why this is? In a semi, will not consider the endpoint, right? Therefore, b will exclude it, and this is a closed. We need to include this a value. Okay, the same way the last one is semi-closed, A comma B, and this is a closed. How exactly this will be? X such that this is a open, strictly greater than A, and this is less than or equal to B. Okay, is an open interval. Again we'll call it, this is an open interval from A to B, including B, but excluding A. Is it clear? Of this intervals as a subset of R is clear. So one is an open interval, one is a closed interval, one is a semi-open and semi-closed. In an open interval, only between the endpoints we'll just consider it. In a closed interval, endpoints along with a between values also we'll just consider. We'll come with the semi-open. In this, a first point along with that between the values we'll consider. We'll just leave off this one, B. Okay. Next is semi-closed. We'll just leave off this A, and after this A, whatever the point, we'll consider that and it till B. Okay, because this is a closed, right? And the condition for a open. Open, it is only a between the values, therefore it is a strictly less than and a greater than, not including these two values. This is a set builder form for an open interval. And a closed interval, we'll consider the endpoints also, therefore it is less than or equal to, greater than or equal. Okay, and this is a semi-open, therefore it is including A, therefore equal is there. Excluding B, therefore it is a strictly. And here A is a strictly, will not consider this, and this B is an including, therefore it is equal. Hope you guys understood these intervals. Okay, we'll just go with the next and an important one for a 1 mark. It is a power set. Power set, and it is denoted by P of A. P stands for a power set and A stands for a set. Power set it is. Then how can we define this power set? Is nothing bad. It is a set of all subsets of a given set. Given set is called power set. Is it clear? Power set is nothing but it is a set again. Set of all subsets of a given set is called a power set, and it is denoted by P of A. In general, how many subsets will be there in a power set is depends on this formula. N of P of A can be written as 2 power m, where m is number of elements in a given set. Number of elements in a given set. Okay, I'll just take one example and I'll just make you this one so easily. Write the power set of 1 and a 2. For this power set we need to write, power set is nothing but set of all subsets. Subset is nothing but what? A number of elements which is same as another. Is nothing bad. First we'll write the subsets. While writing a subset, we should start with a null, as I said in the previous class. So null set is a subset for every set. Therefore, while writing the subset, you should start with a null only. So null, then individual element with a flower bracket you have to write 1. Next element is a 2. Once this is clear, then you should go with a 2 elements. Anyway, the given set contains only a 2 elements. You just write the given set itself. So this will call it as a subset. While writing a subset for a given set, you should start with a null. then start with the individual element, then you just write the given set together. Now how many subsets are there? There are 4. Okay, then P of A is, you can write directly, that is a null 1, 2, 1 and 2. So set of all the subsets of a given set is called it as a power set. Now we'll just check with whether this subsets are clear, means it is a correct or not. We'll just check with the formula, which is alternate for R. It is a 2 power m. 2 into m is nothing but what? Number of elements in a given set. In a given set, how many elements are there? 1 and a 2. 2 are there. 2 power 2 is nothing but 4. That means in a power set there should be a 4 subsets, then only your answer is right. You just count it. 1, 2, 3 and a 4. Understood? So we'll just go with the one more. I just take it as 3 elements. That is 1, 2 and a 3. You just tell me how many subset will get it if the set contains 3 elements. You just go with the shortcut. That is n of P of A. It is a 2 power m. How many elements are there in a given set? There are 3. 2 power 3 is nothing but 8. So while writing a power set, you should write the set of all subsets, and the subsets should be 8 now. Okay. So start with the null first. Null. Then go with the individual element. 1. Next is a 2. Next is a 3. Next go with the 2 elements. That is 1 and 2. Next is 2 and 3. 2 and 3. Next go with 3 and 1. So next what else? But don't write the subset which is like here 1 comma 2, but don't write it like a 2 comma 1. Both are same here. 2 comma 3 is there. Don't write it like, okay, 3 comma 2 also can we write? No, we can't write it like that. You should always go with the cyclic. 1, 2, 3. Next 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 1. Once this cyclic is finished, then you just write it the given set itself. That is 1, 2 and a 3. Hence this is what a required power set. How many subsets are there? You just check with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Therefore answer is right. Clear? If there is a 2 elements, so write the subset or write the power set. If they ask, then it is a 2 power 2 is nothing but 4. If it is a 3 elements, is nothing but, there are 3 elements, then 2 power 3 is nothing but 8. Therefore in a power set there should be 8 subsets. Then your answer would be right. Okay, this is about the intervals on the subsets and the power set. Power set is important for a 1 mark. They may ask a question based on this power set. Okay, we'll just solve the exercise problems in the next class. Hope you guys understood this. Okay, thank you guys.